John Coltrane at Love Supreme plays, a Subway sandwich shop on Philadelphia's main line. Elliot sits behind the counter. The phone rings. He gets up and hobbles to it. He walks with a limp.
Subway main line. Lar, what's it doing for you today? Staying in the shade? I got you. How many you need? Listen, the delivery guy's out, and my little sports injury is giving me hell. So can you pick up? Cool. Sorry for the inconvenience. Let me grab a pen. Alright, a hoagie? Pick a hoagie. Any hoagie?
Elliot begins writing the order. Lights rise to a seminar room at Swarthmore College. We find Yaz mid-class. She hits a button on a stereo. And the Coltrane stops playing.
Coltrane's A Love Supreme, 1964. Dissonance is still a gateway to resolution. A diminished chord is still resolving to C major. A tritone is still resolving up to the major 6, diminished chords. Tritones still didn't have the right to be their own independent thought. In 1965, something changed. The ugliness bore no promise of a happy ending. The ugliness became an end in itself. Coltrane democratized the notes. He said, they're all equal. Freedom. It was called free jazz. But freedom is a hand thing to express musically without spinning into the noise. This is from Ascension, 1965.
She plays Ascension. It sounds uglier than the first sample. In the subway, a figure comes into view. It's the ghost.
Mumkin min fadluk ted dini gawaz safari?
Elliot tries to ignore the ghost, reading off the order.
That's 3 teriyaki onion with chicken. First with hots and onions, second with everything, third with extra bacon, 2 spicy Italian with American cheese on whole grain, 1 BMT on flatbread. Good so far?
Mumkin min fadluk ted dini gawaz safari?
5 chocolate chip cookies, 1 oatmeal raisin, 3 baked lays, 3 Doritos, 2 Sprite Zeros, 1 Barks, 1 Coke, 2 orange sodas. How'd I do?
Mumkin min fadluk ted dini gawaz safari?
Alright, that'd be 15 minutes. 1 sec for your total.
Elliot gets a text message. He reads it. His entire demeanor shifts.
Lar, I just got a text. There's a family emergency. I can't do it. I can't do this order right now.
Elliot hangs up. He exits, limping away.
Oh, come on. Don't make that face. I know it feels academic. You're going to leave here and become R&B hitmakers and Sondheim clones and never think about this noise again. But this is Coltrane. People, this is not Schoberg. This is jazz. Stuff people listen to voluntarily. Shopping period is still on. Go sit in a session of Germans and noise down the hall and you'll come running back begging for this music.
Yaz turns off the music.
In fact, change the syllabus. No listening report next week. Instead, I want you to pinpoint the first time you really notice dissonance, the composer, the piece, measures. 2 pages analyzing the notes and 2 pages describing the experience personally. This is your creation myth. Before you leave this school, you better figure out that story and cling to it for dear life, or you'll be a stockbroker within a year. I was 13. I worked in a corrugated box factory all summer. I saved up enough to find my first music teacher. Up to that point, I was self-taught, playing to the radio. I walked into Don Rappaport's room at Settlement Music School. He was old. He had jowls. He was sitting at the piano and he said, "What do you do?" I said, "I'm a composer, sir." Presumptuous, right? I sat down and played Mr. Rappaport a Yasmin original. He said, "It's pretty. Everything goes together. It's like an outfit where your socks are blue and your pants, shirt, hat are all blue. Then he said, play an F sharp major, your left hand. Then he said, play a C major in your right hand. Now play them together. He asked me, does it go together? I told him, no sir. He said, now go home and write. My first music lesson was 7 minutes long. I had never really heard the sonnets before.
Yas' phone vibrates. She sees the caller with concern. As students file out, Yas makes a FaceTime call. Lights up on Elliot outside the subway. What's the bad news?
You called 3 times.
She's still alive.
Okay?
Jefferson Hospital, they admitted her 3 hours ago. Pop had the courtesy to text me.
Are you still at work?
Just smashed a bathroom mirror all over the floor. Boss sent me out to the parking lot.
Wait there. I'm on my way.
Your mom is on a breathing machine. Who texts that? Who texts that and doesn't pick up the phone?
I'll be there within 20.
Why did I come to work today?
She had a good morning. You wanted your thing translated.
She cooked and I wouldn't eat a bite off the fork. There's a Subway hoagie around the corner and I had to work half an hour away.
You didn't want your buddies to see you working a normal job?
Not a normal job. Shit job. I'm a butler. A porter of sandwiches.
Jenny's been to Hades and back. Stronger each time.
What is Hades?
In Greek mythology, the river through the underworld.
My mom's on a breathing machine and you're dropping vocab words?
A ding.
Text message. Don't hang up.
She looks at her phone. A moment then.
You still there?
It was my dad. Was it? Yes, spit it out.
It was your dad.
And? Yes, I'm about to start walking down Lancaster Avenue for 30 miles till I get back to Philly. And I don't care if I have to snap every wire out of my leg and back. I need to get out of here. I need to see Mom. I need to talk to her.
He said, waiting for Elliot till we turn off the machine.